All right, we are ready for some farming simulator. I say ready. Let's get this loaded up real quick. There we go. Now we're good. I will flip over to the game. There we go. Farming simulator. Yay! Um, welcome if you are either joining live or on the VOD after the fact. Hey Don Gaming, how's it going? I am doing pretty well. Excited to get in here and do some of this. I believe today. What do we got going on? We are still replacing the seat on here, I believe, right? That's a thing. Although I'm a little confused about what part of this he's actually finished. So let's take a look here. Yeah, he hasn't finished this last little strip, and then we got to do all the other bits. Okay, so let me get you going. Turn on cedar. Cedar's already lowered, so we can just move along here. Hopefully get that covered up. All right, that'll get us that, and then we can go do the rest of this field. All right, let's get the worker going on that while I check to see the state of things. It looks like there's a little bit of sugarcane still in that little strip, so we'll have to kind of, well, let me go look at that. That might have just been something that got missed with the plow, come to think of it. So we might need to plow that tiny little section just to make sure we don't have a little bit of sugarcane growing there. It looks like it's just this little tiny strip. Okay, let's go grab the plow real quick and just get that cleaned up. Reseed that with the sorghum and then we'll be good. Definitely don't want any sugarcane growing up in the middle of my sorghum. That could be problematic. Been looking forward to this since you got caught up with the VODs. Currently now binging to feed my kids. You're gonna run out of content at the rate you're going. Well, I'm gonna try to keep making content, obviously. I like the feed my kids one. That one's a lot of fun. That's probably one of my favorite runs that I've ever done. But not to say the other ones were bad, just I think that one has a better story behind it. I really enjoy it. And of course that one's still going on. I got more of that coming every other day, obviously. All right, let's get this cleaned up over here. And I appreciate that you've been watching a lot. That's really cool. Lower that. We'll just plow up this entire section just because it'll be easier to see the whole thing anyway. Let's see. Make sure we got it cleaned up. We did get it cleaned up. We'll go to the other side. And then all will be well. Are you really seating all the way down here, buddy? Like, that's the whole reason we have the hedgerow here. So that you don't have to do that. Alright, this line starts a little bit further out. Oh, I think I see it. It's just this little bit right here. All right, so I got all that. Good. Should be good now. And at least the other two fields are seeded as well, so we'll be able to zip along here very soon. Is there anything else we needed to do today? This April. I mean, we're not going to be doing anything with the grass until later, so we're good there. We'll check the cows. We'll check the not the cows. Sorry, the chickens. We'll check the strawberries. Make sure those are all good. Yeah. You weren't sure how it was going to work. Yeah, for sure. I think it's working pretty well. I think it helps make the game fun and not feel cumbersome without just completely cheating in a whole bunch of money. I mean, we're still responsible for all the money we're paying for in the Feed My Kids run. It's just we're presenting the loans and the leases in a slightly different manner. Looks like we got... I mean, we could use some refills if we have time while we're waiting for the rest of the seeding to get done. How are the chickens? Chickens are... They're fine for now. Okay, so let's go ahead and just get some... Let's get some water for this thing, just to kind of do something while we're waiting for the seeding to finish. Alrighty, let's go pick up some more stuff. Seating's almost done. And then we can zip along here. It's unfortunate that we didn't get to do the sugar cane, but I think it was the right move to pivot off of that, considering we would have to replant that so often. I mean, not super often, I guess every 3 years, but still would not be an enjoyable experience. We'll be fine with the sugar beets. I was trying to do something different, but maybe someday I'll try sugar cane. Just not right now. Hey Sheldon, how's it going? Oh well, I appreciate that. Yeah, that Elmcreek run from 2 years ago is it's been a while, and I've learned a lot since then. But it's definitely gotten a lot of views, and I really appreciate that you watched it and get to join here and watch this a little bit as well. Hopefully this run at the end of it all has gone better. Maybe, I don't know. I still think there's a few things I would have changed. I think leasing, I put a restriction on myself for leasing in this run because I didn't want any monthly debt at all, whether leases or loans. But I think if I were to go back and do this run again, I would, or anything like this, I would allow the leasing, just maybe restrict the loans a little bit more. And also be careful with the leasing, of course. But leasing early on could have gotten us slightly better equipment, which would have made things just go faster. And if things go faster, then we can pay for that leased equipment as well as get more profits in the end. So I think that's about the only thing I would have changed is allow leasing. But we've come this far without doing any leasing, so I'm going to go ahead and continue without it for now. But I do think leasing responsibly, keyword, is probably kind of the best way to go about things early in the game, especially. It's just hard to afford the full price of equipment. It's just so expensive. But we've got a pretty nice farm here, and again, we've done it all without loans or leases, so I'm pretty happy with how far we've come, even if it was a little slower than it maybe needed to be. Production's this way. Let's see here. We got 12,000, 10,000. You know, I mean, we got enough for a little bit. Probably a couple more loads and we'll be fine. The cedar dude's almost done. Yeah, you know, I agree with you, Don. It's just two different ways to go about it, right? Just one is very much into the improved loans and improved leasings and stuff like that, and this one's all about none of that. And so it's definitely very kind of night and day, you know, difference in how these playthroughs are going. And I think they're both successful in their own way, in just different ways, right? We've got, you know, a full factory sitting over there making us flour. We've got the bakery rolling. We've got the chickens. We've got the strawberries, and we've done all of that, you know, slowly but surely through time. And of course, we're going to keep going to get the sugar soon, and we're going to get the cows. So yeah, I mean, is it a little bit slower in a lot of ways? You know, maybe, but it doesn't mean it's bad. It's just a little different, and I think it's been a lot of fun to do this way as well. Shows two different takes on the same kind of idea. Now the next stream for Farming Simulator, which, you know, I don't know when that'll come about, whenever we decide that we're done with this run, is going to be even more different in the sense that we're going to be doing something that's completely different than I've ever done before. I'm definitely streaming me finally doing lumber. So if you ever wanted to see lumber and how that whole process works, or see me learn how to do lumber, because that'll be a, I know nothing and I got to figure it out on the fly type of thing. That's going to be, I think, whenever I finish this stream, you know, however many weeks or months down the road it comes, I do still want to try the lumber run. It will be a comedy fest at the very least, I think. It may not be as bad as I'm thinking, but I've tried lumber before and it did not go well. It did not go well, but we'll see. I want to make a roller coaster. I mean, after I fed my kids, I need to get them a roller coaster so they can throw it back up. Okay, that's just gross. I'm sorry. As I started to think through that, I'm like, feeding my kids and then doing a roller coaster, I probably should wait a couple hours after that for the food to settle. Something like that. No, anyway. Did we get all of it? Or did we miss this? Yeah, we missed it. You still didn't get that little bit there. All right, whatever. We'll figure it out. I think the worker here got confused with the fact that I had some stuff already on this field, or at least try to plow it after. I don't know. I think it just got confused. We'll see if we can finish this little bit here. All right, need one more load of water, and then we should be good for quite a while. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff that you can do with the wood besides making a roller coaster. I just thought the roller coaster was kind of a big, in-target, kind of nice thing to shoot for. We might experiment with some of the other little bits and bobs along the way. There's a lot of stuff that you can make with wood. Obviously furniture, but then all the other like bird houses and dog houses and whatever else they got in that list. Barrels and what else is in this list? There's a ton of stuff in this list. Furniture, again, we talked about. That's been around for a while. The armoire, the barrel, the bathtub, the birdhouse, I mean, literally, there is so much stuff that they added in. I mean, paper, metal, pepper grinder, a pepper grinder, like, okay. I mean, I don't know, it's just interesting. And I don't even know what the roller coaster takes. I'd have to take a look and see what in the world that even, I've not even looked at it. Oh yeah, hit the snowball. That's for sure. That's the thing, is you gotta get that point where everything's just cruising along just nicely. You don't envy me doing lumber. You tried it once just to clear a field of trees. Spent 2 days clearing those trees and hated it. Yeah, no, for sure. It's gonna be. I have no idea. I have no idea how it's gonna go. We'll find out. Oh yeah, the autoload mod will help a lot for sure. Yeah, having it on PC. Just for the autoload mod is definitely worth it for me especially, for sure. I agree with you there. All right, we'll go dump this. Hopefully the cedar dude is basically done. If not, we'll finish it up ourselves. And then we will be ready to fast forward, I think. Oh, I didn't actually check the output of the eggs to make sure they're not too full at the moment. Alright, go ahead and drop this off over here. How did you do? Are you good? Are you done? You're still not done. Alright, well, let's see if we can find the places that you missed, because it's a little hard for me to see. I can see that one. Barely. I think we just got the little bit over here and then we're good. Finally. Have a lot of sorghum. That's good. Probably have to sell some flour just as is, right? At some point. This bit right here. Yep, we're good. Cool. Really like this little white tractor. I know I keep saying it, but very happy that we purchased this thing. It's been a huge help. Sped things up quite nicely. I think 2 tractors is a good sweet spot. Occasionally a 3rd tractor can come in handy. Most of the time you can get by with 2 tractors. Maybe just like a semi that can pull trailers. That can kind of serve as that 3rd tractor instead of an actual 3rd tractor, because the semi could have actually gone and gotten the water and all that kind of stuff as well. Or a pickup truck, I suppose, but obviously semi-truck's gonna just be a little bit more powerful overall. I always do that because I'm always controlling the back part and then forget that I need to unhook this part. Alrighty, you're good. Let's drop the water container off for a moment. Drive over, check the eggs. Did I already get all the bread? We'll check the bread as well, I guess. We can pick up some eggs for sure. You bought this tractor, maybe that went up, not sure, purely because of how good it's been for you. Yeah, no, it's a good tractor. I like it. It's, for some, I don't normally get like white vehicles. Like I've never bought a white vehicle, like in my real life, you know, or anything like that. But kind of like the way that one looks with the black trim. It's clean. It looks real. I mean, it's not clean at the moment. It's very dirty at the moment, but you know what I mean. It's like, it's a nice look. How much bread do we have in the backlog at the moment? So flour is completely empty. So the bakery does have all the flour at the moment. We will need to probably empty that bread out before next month. So let's go ahead and get that done real quick. Even this little baby tractor, honestly, has been fine for just about everything we've needed to use it for. It's not, you know, it's not very powerful, but it's powerful enough for some of the basic things. I mean, the only thing I have against this tractor, honestly, is the speed. 21 miles an hour is just very slow. But otherwise, it's not been bad at all. Historically, you've always used Massey's early because your granddad worked on a farm and every tractor he had was a Massey. Nice. No, I 100% with you there. My grandfather, like, obviously did a lot of John Deere. He had some Case. Don't know if he had ever had a Massey. I'm trying to remember. It's possible he had a Massey and I just confused it for a Case. I mean, I know he had Case, but it's possible he also had Massey and it did confuse it for a Case because it was just a red tractor to me, right? But I don't remember that one specifically. But I know he had John Deere and I know he had Case. You done spitting out bread? I guess so. All right. I think we're good to fast forward. We'll have to do some not herbicide, fertilizer on the grass here, as well as all the other fields here in just a moment. So let's go. Did I check the used lot recently? Oh, that's right. That's right. I looked at this, but I didn't get it because we don't have a tractor powerful enough for that. I was like, why did I not buy this already? Because we're about to do sugar beets. But yeah, now I remember we need a much more powerful tractor for that. And that's the one negative. 210 horsepower is not very strong, obviously. It's strong enough. It's got enough to do just about everything. And there is definitely planters that can be pulled with that. Like that one, for example, or even this Cavern line one here for sure. But there's definitely a limit on what we can do. So we'll play around with that. That's okay. Let's fast forward. Oh, hey, Aziz. Thanks. I'm glad you're learning. That's great. That's awesome. Spent the last few weeks watching this whole series and can finally watch it live. Nice. Oh, well, I appreciate that, Bryce. I will keep being myself. Those are very kind words. Thank you. Alrighty. Let's load up a little bit of bread here. How are we looking on the bread? Bread looks good. Lots of flour. We're going to be good on the flour. We do need to get the fertilizing or fertilizing. I keep saying the wrong thing. I know what I'm trying to say, but I'm saying the wrong thing. We need to fertilize and get that rolling. So we'll get you hooked up. We actually got to get all the fields. Come to think of it. We got to get the grass and the... you know what? Let me pull you back up for a second. Let me let the red tractor run the fertilizer. The white tractor can run the herbicide, I think. Just fine. No particular reason, just feel like letting you run this one and I'll run the other one. I think they're about the same weight at the end of the day. Go that. You unhook there. Actually, let me pull this out of the way just a little bit. I don't know if it'll interfere with the output or not, but just to make sure. All right, got you rolling. Chickens need probably filled up in a moment. We'll do that. And what else? So we're going to be obviously harvesting in August. Fine. Harvest is going to take a while because obviously, you know, our harvester's not that big. 3 full fields now to do. Definitely going to take. If we get to that in this stream, that might be the entire last bit of the stream. It's just doing all the harvesting. Okay, a header trailer. We don't really need that. Don't need those tractors. What is that? A yarder. Can be used to transport logs out of the woods. Cool. Oh, okay. It's like the cable pulley system for pulling logs out. That makes sense. That's very cool. We'll learn about the yarder maybe at some point. Maybe. Might not become necessary, depending on how we're going to end up doing the lumbering in that particular run, but I'm excited to learn about all sorts of new equipment that we've never tried before. Alrighty. Yeah, I mean, it's really not a lot for us to do right now. Just get all this part done. How long am I streaming tonight? I will stream for another 2.5 hours. I stream for 3 hours, from 7 o'clock my time to 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. So another 2.5 hours. And of course, everything goes up on YouTube immediately after the live stream. So if you miss anything, you can always go back and watch the VOD, of course. At some point, I might shift this live stream to be earlier in the evening. Right now, it's a convenient time for me because, you know, the kids will be going to bed here in a moment. So I'm not leaving my wife stranded with the kiddos for too long. And obviously, she supports me doing this, so it's not a problem at all. But I don't like, you know, I like to spend as much time as I can with them. And then, you know, while they're basically going to bed here in about an hour, I can kind of get on and stream for a while. Makes it easy for me, but I know it's late for everybody else. So at some point, I might consider switching this to an early time. Now, let me go switch over to you. I was going to say, I bet you're done now. You are. That's not what I wanted. I want to fold you up. There we go. All right, let's see how the herbiciding's coming along. Still missing that header bit, but that's all right. We'll get that in a minute. I missed my stream on Monday night, so if any of you guys watch all my streams, which I don't think there's that many people that do watch them all, I did miss the stream on Monday. Unfortunately, had family stuff come up, and which is fine. That's life. Nothing bad, just other obligations, and so unfortunately did have to miss the Football Manager stream on Monday, but it'll be back for sure. Kind of accepted that you watch most of the videos through, most through VODs because of the time zones. Yeah, that makes sense for sure. I don't blame you. There's a lot of, honestly, there's a lot of streamers that I just watch their VODs after the fact. I never show up for their live streams. Not that I don't want to. Obviously, I would like to, but sometimes it's at an inconvenient time for me. But that doesn't mean I still don't want to support them, right? Still, like, enjoy supporting them, which is nice to have the VODs available for that reason. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying about the FM stuff. Yeah, it'll be back on Monday. I appreciate that you were available this Monday. I'm sorry. I need to find a way to post, better. I don't know if I have a really easy way to post on the Twitch side of things. I guess I need to get my Twitter set up or something, so that way I have a better way to reach people that don't always check out YouTube. But yeah, kind of one of those things. I mean, sad fact of the matter is, and it is going to, it might sound negative, and I don't mean it to, but I don't make enough money on Twitch or YouTube to justify setting aside family obligations for them yet. You know what I mean? Like, this is still just a hobby. Like, this is not a job yet. If it became a job, obviously I would then have a responsibility to, schedule family time around a job, because that's how jobs work. But for right now, it's just a hobby. So, and it's, it's okay, completely fine. But family time comes as a priority. All right, you are sort of done. Let's get this last little bit here. I was gonna say, I'm assuming you missed a spot at the end here, which you did. Actually, looks like the weeder guy missed a spot down here too, so I'll have to fix that in a moment. Oh, you're a single parent. Well, I can understand being in a two-parent home. albeit with 4 kids, so we are outnumbered. I can understand how a little bit of how difficult that might be, because if my wife isn't here, I'm struggling. So I kudos to you. Much respect to you for holding down the fort by yourself. All right, you are good. We do have to do this header bit, I assume. On both fields, we do. All right, got done with that. Looks good. Let's just double check. Didn't miss a spot. We did not. Glad we have the 2 sprayers now, because you know this making this take half as long is just money in the bank. Really, is what it comes down to, right? In a save where you have 0 debt, time literally is money at that point, right? I mean, if I have debt, well then yeah, we don't really want to fast forward too often because we're having to pay for that debt. With no debt, the sooner I can fast forward and get to the harvest and get to the next thing, that's how we're gonna make the most money. Alright, you're done. You're still. Oh, you know what? I need to go feed the chickens. That's right. Feed the chickens. It's just problem solving. Yes, yes. Not to imply that children are problems, but there is a lot of problem solving when it comes to children. Yeah, I think I said that right. By the way, oh, that's right. I put too much grain in the flour mill last time, and we've got to go get some from the store. How much do we actually need from the store? Because we've got to get to, okay, we're at 38.89, 1,800 per month. So that's 2 months worth right there with just a tiny bit extra. And we've got to get an extra month, I think, right? 1, 2, yeah, 1 more month. So I need to go get 2,000 liters from the store, which is fine. We can afford that. I don't remember if I can load it on this thing. I actually don't remember if I can put it in here or not. So I'm going to go ahead and take that other cart, I think, just to make sure that we've got the flatbed with us. Our equipment is so dirty. I know some people get triggered by the dirt on all the equipment. They're like, why don't you get a sprayer? And I'm just like, because that costs money. Everything costs money, and it's just cosmetic. Two bags of chicken food should be enough, or 1 bag, whatever. We need 2,000 liters, whatever I think it's 1,000 liter quantities. So we'll just get 2 bags, I think. Let's get you running that way. I just want to make sure you're okay. You are our herbalist, or not herbalist, fertilizer. I don't know why I keep saying herbalist. Fertilizer, dude. How are we looking on the fertilizer? We got a whole another field. Never mind. Oh, do we need to go pick up fertilizer as well? We probably do. What is that? That is fertilizer. Okay, we're good. Hopefully that'll get us through the last field. Oh yeah, this should be good. Yeah, got exactly what you meant. Yes. I mean, the problem I get to solve this week is how to get my sons to stop hitting each other, because, you know, boys are boys and they like to hit each other for some strange reason. I never had this problem with the girls. Girls don't hit each other. Boys hit each other. I don't know why. They like to see who could slug each other the hardest. And it's like, no, it's not, no. I mean, before I tell them to stop, I'm like, who won? You know, I want to know. I mean, who hit hardest? I'm kind of curious, but after I find that out, I'm like, no, you got to stop hitting each other. I'm kidding, by the way. About the finding out who hit the hardest. I'm not kidding about them hitting each other. Sadly. I mean, they think it's funny. And it is funny. Until one of them hits just a little too hard, and the other one goes flying across the room or something stupid like that. And it's not funny no more. I have a feeling, I mean, they're, you know, younger children. They're elementary age children. I have a feeling once they get up to be teenagers, there's going to be a lot more hitting contests in their future. Slugging at each other, whatever. It's just brothers being brothers. I never had a brother, so I can only imagine. But I had two sisters, and they weren't really keen on the idea of having slugging competitions for some reason. Oh, I forgot. We had bags of stuff over here still. We'll pick that up. So we need 2 bags of chicken food. Which, yep, 2 bags. It's unfortunate we have to spend some money, but that's all right. I miscounted. Not a big deal. And honestly, spending $1,400 a bag, we're still going to get way more value out of the eggs that we're going to get from that. So it's all going to be fine. You never found a solution to that one? Yeah, that's a tough one. My daughters are getting to the age where now they want to start dressing all girly. Not that they've never like dressed feminine, right? Whatever, you know. They used to like wearing daddy shirts and stuff like that. Like any old shirts that I had, they'd love wearing those to school and stuff like that. Now they're past the age of where they're like, I'm like, hey, I've got a shirt. You want to wear it? And they're like, I mean, I'll sleep in it. And I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, if you don't want to wear it, I'll give it to your brother. It's no big deal. I just want to give you first choice. And they're like, no, I just want more girly clothes. I'm like, totally fine. I'm all good with that. Just don't look too pretty, because I'm not ready to start fighting off the boys yet. I haven't bought the shotgun that I need to clean yet. While the boys come over. Things used to empty out automatically. Oh, there they go. Okay. I mean, you know me, I'll probably just buy a shotgun with 0 shells because I just need something to clean. I don't need to be real about the threat. It just needs to be a perceived threat. Oh goodness, I'm kidding. Sort of. Actually, I'm not the one any boys need to be afraid of. My wife's the one that they need to be afraid of. My wife is former military, so she's a bit rough around the edges than I am sometimes. I'm a sweetheart to my daughters, and she'll protect them. She'll make sure they're good. All right. You good? You're spraying the same thing I already sprayed? All right. Good job there, I suppose. I guess we got it extra sprayed. We got one more little spot to spray and then we're good to go. Just for the record, I do not condone threatening young teenage boys with firearms. I hope you guys know that that is a running... That's a common joke. You'll understand when you're a father of daughters. It's just a joke. Mostly. Alrighty, we are good with fertilizing. We're good with herbicide. Chickens are as good as they're going to get. Everything else looks good. Yeah. I mean, you could use like a baseball bat, right? I'm sure, or something like that. I mean, it doesn't have to be a firearm. It could be any sort of anything, you know? Practicing your swing, whatever. Your golf swing, that could work too, right? Just something to just let them know that you're keeping an eye on things. Man, I hope I don't get... doesn't really matter if I get demonetized. I don't make a lot of money. But I hope I don't get in trouble for joking about protecting teenage daughters. Surely not, right? Alrighty. I think the modern day equivalent of cleaning your shotgun is... like, what? Sit them down while like, if I was really good at, like, Call of Duty or something like that, sit them down and just, like, have a session of Call of Duty where I'm, like, you know, taking out everybody, doing whatever, you know, because it's got to be something, like, kids these days get. And kids these days are very much into video games. So it's got to be something like that or something silly. Oh, goodness. Yeah, let them sit down and beat them in a couple games, a couple video games. Actually, I don't think I'm good enough to beat most kids these days. I can't beat my own kids probably in video games these days, which is sad. I grew up on video games. There's no way they can beat me now. That's not fair. I think we're good. My brain talking and needs to think for a second. I'm like, I think we're good. Let's go. Now, my daughters are smart. I think they'll be all right. Oh, goodness. And my wife knows all the tricks to locking the windows to make sure they don't sneak out the windows, because that's what she used to do when she was a kid. When she was a teenager, she snuck out the windows. And she admits it. She's like, yeah, not a good thing. At least I know what to look for with the daughters. Alrighty. My brain. I'm suddenly realizing that I've had a long day. You are good. We still need to mow in July. Chickens are as good as they're going to get, although we might need to pick up some eggs. I need to check the water. Yeah, we need to pick up some eggs real quick. You're dating my daughter. You must 1v1 on Rust. That's awesome. Oh no, my reaction time is definitely reduced for sure. Oh, it's so bad. I used to be so good at video games, and I'm not saying I'm not good at video games, but I need the slower, like, turn-based video games now, where I can think about it for a minute. My reaction time is just not what it used to be. I mean, I'd have to pull out the old GoldenEye, right? If you can beat me in a game of GoldenEye, you can date my daughter. That used to be my game. I played the crud out of that game. Water. Do we need to do water right now, or can we wait? No, we can wait. How's the bread? Bread's looking good. All right. That's a quick month then. Oh, I should check the used equipment. We don't need a corn header for anything. So, no, we're good. Now, my equivalent would be if you can beat me at a game of Civilization 6. There we go. That'll be my thing. Alrighty, let's get some mowing going. Got one more month till we mow, or till we harvest, right? Yeah, one more month till we harvest. Alrighty, we'll get the mowing done, then we'll get the harvest done here in a moment. Anything else we need to do? I mean, I guess we'll grab some water while we got a moment of the mowing going on. That's a nice tractor. I mean, it doesn't have a front attacher, which is, you know, usually okay. But that is a beefy tractor, 160 or 530 horsepower. That's pretty beefy. Way more than we need. Way more than we need. But it would have run that that planter that we saw before. Honestly, a 350 horsepower tractor would be plenty. If we got something like that, that would be perfect. Just to get a little bit more powerful tractor. I mean, we're not in a hurry to get one because our two tractors are going to be able to pull everything we got currently. But at some point, I wouldn't mind bumping up to like a good medium or low side of the heavies or the larges, whatever. Yes. A bit of a yawn. Supposed to be getting... There's a 25% chance that I will get 18 inches of snow tonight. That's going to be fun to wake up to. Of course, the kids are hoping for tons of snow because, you know, snow days. Everybody loves a snow day. Too bad I am a work-from-home person. I love working from home. Problem with working from home is if there's bad weather, doesn't change anything. I can't come into the office because my laptop is on the other side of the snow. No, I don't think that's going to work. Oh, goodness. I'm good. Actually, I haven't had any caffeine today. Weirdly. I don't drink I try not to drink like a ton of caffeine, but I need a little bit every day. And I just, for some reason, haven't had any today at all. Kind of got busy and just forgot to go fill my cup up. Just been drinking water, which is good. It's a good thing. What are they planting over here? Carrots. And carrots. And, the parsnips, right? Yeah, parsnips. Whoa. Took that corner a little too tight. So there's a new farming simulator game coming out soon. Comes out in... I have it on my list somewhere. Is it April? The new farming simulator for kids game. I'll definitely try to do like a little let's try of that once it comes out. Just because I'm curious if my kids will enjoy it. And I think it'd be kind of fun. I think it's for mobile or something like that, right? Maybe I'm misremembering that. Whatever it is, I'll figure out how to get it and do a let's play of it or let's try of it. All right, you're almost done. Looks like we can get one more load of water. All right, we'll get this done. Mowing should be done, and we can fast forward to August, which will be a pretty big month for us with all the harvesting we got to do. Might not be a bad idea to go ahead and do some baling while we're at it as well, just to kind of clean up that field a little bit. If we wait till the third mow, then sometimes the piles are a little bit too big to actually get everything. Alrighty, that is that. Already checked all this right? Yes, we did. Let's go. Be nice to get some of that sugar beet equipment in the used lot. Get there, but alrighty. First things first, let's get you started. Little mower bit, but not really what we need. All right, let's get you hooked up with the windrower and get that rolling. Hopefully they find a way to better balance the crops. Yeah, I mean, not sure if there's a particular imbalance that you're referring to, but yeah, I can understand what you're talking about a little bit, I guess. I mean, they're not perfectly balanced. Some crops are definitely better to do than others. For sure. And welcome, Round B. 11. First time chat. That I agree with, yes. Silage, just always being the best is... It gets tedious after a while, like you said. It is like, oh, I'm kind of done with silage at the moment. Oh, hey, Don Gaming. Switch it over to YouTube. Yep, sounds good. On your tiny phone. That's awesome. Yeah. Silage is... I mean, it's so good. But I don't want to, like... I don't want them to get rid of silage, obviously, because, like... Then it's going to be painfully slow to start. But, you know, they need something that's, like, just as good that's... Maybe doesn't cost a ton of money. Actually, I think you can probably go vertical now. I used to do a lot of corn silage in FS19. But with seasons, I think grass is technically better in 22. Corn silage is not terrible. It's just, it's not necessarily less tedious. It's just different. And you can use, in FS19, you used to be able to make a ton of money off silage. Just filling up the biogas plant, buy the biogas plant at the beginning of the run and just corn silage yourself to death. It was a ton of money. Just realized I've got 3 workers going. I'm not allowed to have 3 workers going. Sorry. My brain, I was forgetting. I'm only allowed 2 workers. Just pretend you didn't see that. Apologies. I wasn't planning on having 3 workers going, but then I forgot that I was going to do the windrowing at the same time this time around. I'm only allowed 2 workers on this save. I've probably done it once before too, forgetting that I had 3 rolling at the same time. Not very often that I have 3 going at the same time though. Why you enjoy that the added production buildings? There's a reason to do different crops. 100%. I love the production facilities. Best thing they've added in a long time, in my opinion. I want more of it, in fact. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. I want more chains as well. Like, you know, this turns into this turns into this, and turns into this, you know, type of thing. I want more of that. It's so much fun for me, personally. Let you finish up. We'll grab the trailer, go empty out the harvester, and they'll come back and start doing some baling. Which actually means we can move this guy over to the other side and get him working, because that'll be back to our 2 worker limit. Yes, there's a lot in this game that the only reason I would even try it out is because of the production facilities. 100%. I never do potatoes, but I'm going to be doing potatoes on the Feed My Kids run because we got potato chips now. Literally. That was plenty. Just give me potato chips and I'm happy now suddenly. But it would be cool if there was like more chips, right? Corn chips with cheese or, you know, things like that. That would be awesome if we could add more of this, what they've got now, but more varieties. Like, why does it have to be a strawberry cake? Why couldn't it be a chocolate cake? You know, things like that. I think if there was more varieties of stuff, I think it'd be pretty cool. Assuming the chickens are getting kind of hungry. Yeah, 489 liters. They're getting low. We're coming, chickens. We're getting there. Keep forgetting to save this first field for last, because this first field is exactly enough food for the chickens, but I always do it first because it's the closest field. I need to remember to do it last, because then I'll know exactly how much I can put into the chickens versus how much we need to put into the mill. Be nice if I could pull some of it back out of the mill once I put it in. Oh, I put too much in. Let me get some of that back. But you can't. Oh, you don't have the DLCs yet? Yeah, they have the potato chips, like I said, where you take potatoes and any of the oils, canola, sunflower, or olive oil, and you can combine those into the factory for potato chips. I don't think they have any sort of fries or anything like that. Yeah, I would have seen that already. So they don't have the fries, but I'm sure there's probably a mod somebody's created for fries and other kind of commodities. I'll dump this all in with the chickens. Be sure our plowing guy was going to catch up with the harvester and start plowing actual crop. Helps if you lower all the things. Of all the games that I stream or make videos, which one is my personal favorite? Oh, that's a really good question. Obviously Civilization games are very high on the list. I really like Football Manager a lot. I love to hate Football Manager a lot. And I hate to love it, but I love it. So Football Manager is a lot of fun. I mean, those are probably my top two. Obviously, I do enjoy Farming Simulator. I have to be careful with Farming Simulator because at some point, sometimes I can get burnt out on Farming Simulator more than some other games. But thankfully, I haven't yet. I've been enjoying this run and the Feed My Kids run a lot. I mean, those are probably my top three, which is kind of the reason that those are the three that I'm streaming, quite frankly. Football Manager, Farming Simulator, and Civilization. I stream those three because I enjoy those. Nope. Went a little too fast. Scooch, scooch, scooch. Honestly, sometimes some of the little games that I've just kind of snuck onto the channel from time to time have also been a lot of fun that I wasn't expecting to be that, that exciting. But then I'm like, oh, wow, I'm actually having fun with this. I can't remember anything specifically, but I just know that there's been a lot of those little ones that I'm just like, oh, that's kind of a fun change of pace to kind of do something different for a couple weeks, a couple episodes, or whatever. We all love to hate Football Manager, yes. Football Manager it's so much fun, but so frustrating sometimes. You're like, I have an XG of 10.0 and they have an XG of 0.1, and yet they're ahead by 5 goals. I don't understand. Not a completely realistic situation, but not far off sometimes. And I know XG is just a estimation of how good your team has been. It's nothing factual, obviously, but it's still, you're like, all right, come on. I'm doing everything right. Cut me a break, game. Cut me a break. Still doing good. Still doing good. Also, does it show you subscribed? I think I did, but I want to make sure it went through properly. Oh, yeah. Oh, I just see it. I'm sorry. I thank you for the subscription. I do need to get the notification set up. I keep talking about it. I don't have the little toasts, right? The little flashy thing that tells you that you subscribe. I was reading your question, and then my brain just didn't process the subscription above that. I will get the toast fix. I apologize. Thank you very much for subscribing, Brown B11. I really do appreciate it. I will make it more special in the future. Oh, you're kind of new. I mean, I'm new to Twitch as well. From a streamer side of things, I'm new to Twitch, which is why I don't have all the cool fancy stuff set up. Truth be told, I didn't even know if I was going to stick with Twitch. I was like, you know what? I'll do YouTube and we'll see how Twitch goes. And Twitch has actually been working out pretty good. So, oh no, yeah, definitely appreciate it. And yeah, that's what the first means. So you're one of my first 10 subscribers, which means you are a founding member for always and all times of the Broyar Twitch channel. So that's gonna be a badge I guess you get to carry forever. Well, I don't know, however long. Fortunately, you support one of Scotland's, but IRL, so I see this stuff all the time without a... Oh, make me suffer more. Yeah, when you see it in real life, that probably hurts too, right? I mean, in American football, I've historically been a Dallas Cowboys fan, and Dallas Cowboys are one of the most expensive teams in all of sports, or something like that, right? Like they're like just this, lots of money poured into the Dallas Cowboys, and they haven't won a playoff game in how many years? Like, it is just so bad to see a team that should be good, just not very good. It's like, come on. How you doing? You're doing good. Got to keep checking the plowing, dude, because if he catches up with our harvester... Oh, he's going to catch up with the harvester now, because I don't have the... Let me just stop you for a second. I don't have the trailer there. Oh, goodness. Yeah, it's going to be my goal, I guess, for this weekend. Get my splash and toast and whatever set up for Twitch. I just want to see if I can make sure... Is there a way to set that up where it only shows on Twitch, but not on YouTube? I don't know if I want to, like... I want the VODs to be kind of still just VODs, right? But I don't mind having the splashes on Twitch, because I think that's good, too. I don't know. We'll see. I'll play around with it. I think most people have come to accept that VODs from Twitch or from streaming are going to have that type of stuff on them anyway, so I don't think anybody would be bothered by it. There's a bunch of games that I wish I had time to play, though. I'm all the time seeing games on other people's either Twitch or YouTube channels. I'm like, man, that looks like a fun game. I just don't have time in the schedule to put it anywhere. I wish I had more time to play the Paradox games. I really do. Like, I'm doing a Victoria run right now. I mean, I'm learning to play Victoria. It's not... I mean, I wouldn't say it's going great. So hopefully nobody's watching it to learn how to play the game, because I'm learning myself. But where am I going with you? Oh yeah, I'm going over here. But I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun, like trying to learn how to play the game a bit. I'm definitely much more familiar with EU4 for sure. But I wish I could play Hearts of Iron, and I wish I could play Stellaris. It's just hard to find time for some of those sometimes. I mean, I suppose I don't have to do every single civilization in Civilization 6, and I would have some time there. Because Civilization 6 does take a lot of my channel time, but I still enjoy it, mostly. So, I say mostly, only because I am looking forward to a new civilization, of course, at some point. I've been enjoying Civilization 5 lately, for some weird, strange reason. Nobody watches it. Like, there's been like 5 views on that series, but I enjoy Civilization 5 again. It's kind of going back to some nostalgia there for me. It's fun. Paradise Games takes so long to learn. You got 3,000 hours in EU4. Oh my. You feel like I've learned something in every... Yeah, absolutely. You learn something in every run. Because honestly, it's one of those games where it's like... It's so hard to min-max literally everything from the beginning. You kind of have to like, okay, I'm going to limit myself to do this. And then the next time I play, I can do that plus a little extra. And then the next time, all right, I'll do a little bit more. Like, you just add on, you know, a little bit of learning of like optimization and how to play the game a little bit every time. Because if you try to go in there and just play it as like a master from the day one, I feel like that's just so overwhelming. I mean, I'm sure some people do it. There are definitely people that can get that and just pick it up right away. But I feel like most people it's going to be overwhelming. I think it would still show, but you can maybe play around with the tracks. I know you can break audio from a stream to a VOD. Oh, okay, yeah. On the Twitch, but I'm not sure about separating the output feed. Yeah, that's possible about the output feed stuff. I'd have to play around with it. Because obviously I'm dual streaming right now, right? I'm streaming to both YouTube and Twitch, obviously, because you just switched over, which does mean there are technically 2 separate streams going out. It's coming from the same source. It's possible there might be a way to like have a different scene going to one versus the other. I don't know. I doubt it is possible, but it might be. So I'll have to play around with it. No, I think it has to be possible because I know some people can also stream to TikTok, and TikTok has to be a different scene because TikTok is vertical, right? So I know that there's a way to stream to both horizontal and vertical platforms at the same time. So that's got to tell me that there's got to be a way to stream slightly different outputs to both at the same time. I'll play around with it though. You saw some of the what Flurry where he does, and oh yeah, you're not even close to good. Yeah, I mean, there's some guys out there that are just really good at those types of games. To be fair, a lot of times those guys are playing that game as like their one and only. Like that's the only game they play. So I would hope that you would get good if that's like one of the handful of games that you play all the time. But and whereas me, I play like lots of different games, right? Guess you could call me a jack of all games, but a master of none, so to speak. Out of my way, Bill. All right. Well, we got some bales done, so we'll have less later. Just trying to clean up the field a little bit because every time I run it with 3 mows, it just feels like it's over. I'm just missing so much of the grass. Crazy thing about a game like EU4, though, it's been around for so many years that, I mean, like I have put a decent number of hours in it because it's just been around forever. Not 3,000 hours. I have not put 3,000 hours into it, but I've, put a, relatively good number. Sad thing is though, I don't play a lot of games that I'm not recording, right? There's very few games that I play that I don't just make a video out of. And I feel like it's sometimes nice to just be able to play a game and just not talk through it, But the flip side of that is sometimes if I try to play a game on my own without recording it, then something cool happens. I'm like, man, I should have recorded that. You know, that would have made a good video. That's a good story. Yep, jack of all, master of none. Very good at Football Manager for a good while, but putting that effort in to get to those levels and then maintain those levels, yeah, you just burn out. 100%. I agree with you there. I would say I'm pretty good at Civ 6. I win. I mean, it's against the deity, I should say. I would not be able to play multiplayer. I'm not at that level of thinking process or whatever. But I think I'm pretty good at, you know, understanding and predicting the deity AI and kind of doing what I got to do there, which, you know, it's whatever. I know there's plenty of people that are significantly better than me, but I think I'm good enough to enjoy it and have fun. I know I've mentioned it a few times. The only game that I don't do recordings of, like, really at all. I mean, I've done like maybe one boss video of it once or something like that. Is I do play World of Warcraft on the weekends, but that's kind of that game that I just don't stress it. You know, I'm decently good at World of Warcraft. I'm not like super top tier, whatever, world first, you know, whatever. But I'm good enough to, you know, to at least kill all the bosses on the highest difficulty. Well, post nerf on the highest difficulty in the end. So that feels good. It's fun. But I've been playing that game for 20 years now. Goodness, something like that. That's insane. As soon as you learn to exploit a game, oh, I want to say back up what you said. For me, is when you get to multiplayer on games like that, a lot of it's learning to exploit that game. That's why I can't play F1 Manager. I got into the competitive scene. As soon as you learn to exploit a game on that kind of level, it's honestly so boring because you're breaking it to make it easy. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, exploiting games is not really what I enjoy doing too often. In fact, I would say I almost never exploit games. I mean, trying to think if there's any specific exploit of games that I do. Usually I try not to. It just ruins the fun for me. why I try to play most games on the highest difficulty setting. However, I have run into a few games where that's been problematic, right? Like I just started a Galactic Civilization 4 run recently, and I have that on the easiest difficulty I've ever played a game on. And because I'm like, I've tried Gal Civ 3. I tried it at a fairly difficult level, and I just didn't enjoy it. I just didn't understand enough about the game to be successful, and it just was not fun. So I'm like, I can't do that. I want to give Gal Civ 4 a fair shot. So I just put it on I put it on the default. The default is easy difficulty. I was like, okay, fine. The developers of this game think that this should be the default. Let me trust them for a minute and see what it looks like and see if I can have fun with the game. Then if I can have fun with the game, then I can learn how to play it on a higher difficulty. But I mean, some games I can get by with a higher difficulty just from the get-go. It's just there's others that I'm just not familiar enough with what's going on to do it justice. And I think Gal Civ 3 was one of those. I feel really bad too. I wanted to give it a fair shot and I just couldn't ever get into it. But so far with my easy mode Gal Civ 4 run, it's been fun so far. I'm enjoying it. Still sure I'm doing silly things that most people are like, why are you doing it that way? But I'm kind of playing it in some ways like a Civ 6 game, even though it is obviously different. And hopefully as I learn, I can get better and bump the level up pretty quickly. Why am I bringing this trailer over here? I meant to bring the tractor over here just to grab the green trailer, not the whole silver trailer. I think the moral of that story is that I like to play games and be challenged by games. But being challenged by a game that you don't know doesn't necessarily mean playing on the hardest difficulty. Sometimes being challenged is just the game itself. Learn to play the game. That's a challenge. That's challenge number one, and then you can figure out how to optimize and maximize and whatever else it may be. Oh, I never flipped you to horizontal or vertical. I'm sorry, dude. Sorry. Making you go slower than you need to. I got distracted. Bear with me. I mean, it's not a huge deal, but it's obviously a little slower. I agree. That's why I regret getting into the competitive scene. I was very, very good, but I was only at the level because I could break the game better than the others. Oh, now you can't even play it. Oh, wow. Yeah. Wait, there's a competitive F1 manager scene? I actually didn't know that. I'll be honest, I didn't know that. That's interesting. Ooh, goodness. Oh, you're so close to being full. You're surprised too when you got the invite. It definitely was still running when 23 came out because I got invited again, but turned out that down as quick as I got the message. Yeah, I actually got invited to a Civilization 6 competitive tournament at one time, but I don't do multiplayer Civ 6, so I turned that one down as well. Just never been anything I've really gotten into. Because multiplayer, I mean, when you're playing multiplayer in games like that versus single player, there's just completely different mindsets, and that's just not, like I said, it probably would have been passable. I probably could figure it out, but there's no way I'm as good as most of those guys that actually do true new multiplayer, because the build orders are going to be different. You're gonna attack your neighbors quicker, things like that. It's kind of similar to playing single player StarCraft versus multiplayer StarCraft. Completely different build orders, completely different, goals and perspectives and things like that. So it's just not the same vibe. I love StarCraft 2. Like, I played that one on brutal. I played the against the AI for the campaign on brutal because I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that challenge. There's no way I would be able to play that on multiplayer. Now, granted, StarCraft has its APM, right? Actions per minute type of thing, or actions per whatever it is. APS, actions per second. I don't know what they call it anymore. Which is a big part of the success of a StarCraft player, whereas Civilization 6 is not about how many actions can you squeeze in. It's more about, strategy and stuff like that. So I think I have a better shot of multiplayer in Civ 6, but still, just not my thing, I guess. F123, though. F1 Manager 23. That's interesting. That is interesting to think about. Yeah, I've done it for FM2, but I think that was a lot less serious. More about meeting people and having fun. I still help with a couple of comps for that now behind this. Yeah. Football Manager... I think Football Manager multiplayer would be fun. I agree with that one. Yeah, I think that would be a lot more fun. I felt like there's less exploitation in Football Manager, right? I mean, yeah, you can go out and get the best players in the world, but doesn't guarantee that the best players in the world are going to play like the best players in the world, and if you're doing a multiplayer run, then everybody's going to have their pick of the best players in the world. So, it's usually, I think, more fair in a lot of ways. Maybe I don't know enough about it. Mm-hmm. All I know about the Football Manager multiplayer stuff is what a little bit I've seen of, like, Lilijo talking about how he does the streamer showdown back when they did that one for a while, and how often he won that thing, apparently. Alright, well, not too far away from being done with the harvest, so we might be able to... I think we'll get around to being able to sell stuff again this stream as well. which may mean we can start getting some of the sugar beet equipment. Wonder if the snow has started already. Yeah, snow has started. It is coming down. Be interested to see how it looks tomorrow. To dig myself out of my house. Or just get in my Bronco and drive over it. Which is usually what I do. A lot less comp exploitation. Most of the comps runs through draft mode. Yeah, that makes sense. Which is very well balanced. There's obviously occasionally a game-breaking tactic, but it gets patched quickly. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Doing some sort of a draft mode for sure. I should turn the sorghum back on. Probably shouldn't bother turning it off because it's not like it costs that much. So I could probably just leave this on all the time at this point. Pretty sure this much flour, again, will be more than what our bakery can hold, but we'll see. The fact that there's still flour in the bakery at the time that we're picking up the new batch of grain definitely means we get a little bit more than we need, but that's all right. Normally, this is the part of the story where I will I'm going to go ahead and put a skip in here. I'll bring you guys back when I'm done harvesting the field. But we don't do that on live stream. We just accept that this takes the time that it takes. We'll pick up some eggs and some bread and things while we're letting the harvester do its harvesting. Oh, thanks, Brown Bee. Appreciate the subscription, and hopefully you can catch up on the VOD later. And have a good night. suppose one thing we could do with all the extra grain is get a second chicken coop and just have a lot of eggs, but we don't really need it for the bakery itself. Cakes, we're gonna have plenty of chicken eggs for the cakes once we get around to that. So yeah, we'll be fine. It's interesting. It's double of everything. Just start yawning. Don't know why. I think my body has not quite caught up with daylight savings time yet. Actually, I had a weird moment with daylight savings time today because daylight savings time was on Sunday, and you know I actually have two phones. I have my actual cell phone, and then I have an old phone that it still worked. You know, so I just kind of use it as an alarm clock, and it's got some of the other apps for like the lights and stuff like that I just haven't ported over to my new cell phone. So I still have it, and so because I use it as an alarm clock, it's kind of important that the time is correct. Unfortunately, since it's not a cell phone anymore, it only connects to the internet through the Wi-Fi, and the Wi-Fi went out yesterday. So for some reason, when the Wi-Fi went out, the cell phone reverted back to like not daylight savings time. So I woke up today, and I'm taking my kids to school, and they're like, they mentioned something about it being 9 o'clock, and they go to school at 8 o'clock, and I'm like, all right, whatever. I don't know what they're talking about, but kind of just dismissed it. I pull into the school. I'm like, why are there no teachers outside to collect kids? I'm so confused. And then I look at the clock in my car, and I'm like, oh, that's what you meant. It's 9 o'clock right now. You guys are an hour late for school. So I kind of just was a little embarrassed. So I just turned around and was like, hey, you guys want a hooky day? Yeah. I just took them back home. I was like, all right, we'll call that one dad's mess up. Y'all get a free day off. Enjoy. So weird. I have no idea why my phone reverted to a pre-daylight savings time, but it was so weird. I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm just driving in circles. Oh, goodness. Excuse me. But yeah, my body is obviously not caught up with daylight savings time yet. My sleep schedule's still out of whack. I'm coming. I almost made it back in time. You always find it difficult to decide between buying more fields or buying more equipment. That's a very, very good problem to think about, right? For sure, because you know, buying more fields for sure gives you more volume, right? And so per year, you're going to get more money, right? You got twice as many fields, you get twice as much money, theoretically, same size, but it also takes twice as long to seed, harvest, do all the things to those fields if you've got the exact same equipment that you had before. You know, and of course, then buying more equipment means you can cut the time it takes to do things, you know, in half or in, you know, take a third of it off, 10% of it, whatever number, depending on the size of the equipment and kind of what you're going with. For example, if we got a harvester that had a header that was twice the size of that one, presumably we do this harvest in half the time. Is that better than buying a second field with the same harvester? It's a really tough question to answer, to be honest. And I think if you've got loans and you've got a lot of debt, I think it's better to get the second field because you need more money per cycle time, right? You need more money per year. You're spending X amount of money per year on your debt, on your loan, and you need to increase the amount of money you make per year, even if it takes longer, you know, in real time to harvest all that or to seed all that or whatever. Whereas if you have no debt, I think getting better equipment could be better because, truth be told, it doesn't matter how many years I fast forward. I can harvest it real quick. Fast forward to the next year, I got no debt, and suddenly I'm just going twice as fast all the time. So I think that's really where you draw the line, is whether or not you have debt or not, or you have other like leasing expenses or other things like that. That's where you probably, that's where that division between more yield per year versus less time per harvest kind of comes into play. Funny thing is that if you get that second field, that can help you get the money to get the bigger equipment, and vice versa, right? If you get the bigger equipment, once you get that second field, it just makes it a quicker, more efficient process. So neither answer is really wrong. It just kind of, one might be slightly better given the situation than the other. Like in the case of what we're doing here, I probably would just rather have bigger equipment. Just get this done faster, especially since it's a live stream, right? If I wasn't live streaming this, what I would do is, I don't mind having the small equipment when I'm not live streaming, because then I can just be like, hey, I'm going to put a cut in here. I come back after the field's done. I leave this harvester running. I go watch me a movie or something, you know? I come back in 45 minutes. All right, okay, he's done. Doesn't really cost me that much. But for the context of the stream, you know, bigger equipment actually probably would be better for me. But unfortunately, bigger equipment is very expensive. Like the harvester we have is, what is it? 5.1 meter. So if we're going to go with a header that was bigger than that, I mean, that one's only 50% larger, right? Right there. Those are 50% larger. Something like this 8.5 meter would be good, but that's a we're getting to some very expensive equipment. I mean, obviously you got the really big stuff, but we can't afford that. I would say the most realistic one that I would be able to afford would probably be something like either this New Holland or this case. And that's $265,000 piece of equipment, right? That's a lot of money to spend. But we're not going quite twice as fast, but we're going, you know, 80% faster. So it's still good. Oh, I just realized we're not quite getting the very tail end of that field there, but it's not going to hurt that much. This is why you really enjoy this. The save encouraged me to play debt free. I mean, it's slower in some ways, but also just nice, because I know I can fast forward as much as I want, and my income up there is not. It's only going to go up because I'm selling strawberries every month, and I've got the solar panel. I'm definitely not going to go down at any point. You got the equipment first, now smashing that snowball. Yeah, for sure. You get the equipment first, and then you can just, it's just money, right? I got $127,000 right now. This next cycle, we're going to get another, $100,000. So we're just going to keep pushing the equipment higher and higher. I mean, the only reason we're not getting bigger equipment now is because I need more equipment to get all the stuff that goes into cakes, right? Cakes have like so many inputs. I've got to get all those different pieces of equipment. So we still got to get the sugar beet stuff. We still got to get the cow stuff. Otherwise, if I was just doing the same crop over and over again, I would obviously already be buying bigger harvesters and bigger tractors and stuff like that. Actually, another good question is, what's better? Is it better to buy one of these at $265,000, or is it better to buy two of these? Truth be told, I could buy three of these, right? I could buy three of these little dinky things. That's 15 meters of harvesting for what? $225,000? I mean, that's not bad. It's not bad at all. I mean, the harvester we got right now, I could get another one of those for $70,000. That's probably better than trying to buy one of these big boys, Oh, it's a race. It's a race. The plow guy's coming. Can we get it before he gets there? Oh, it's going to be close. It's going to be close. Cut him off. Cut him off. We did it. I mean, obviously more harvesters means more workers. So if you're paying for the workers, you know, you got to take that into context. But technically, it probably is still better just to get a couple small harvesters and just run with those than one giant harvester. It's so much cheaper. Just realized this guy's almost out of fuel. They're getting fueled up here in a bit. I think we can finish this harvest. Maybe. We'll keep an eye on it. All right, we'll flip you vertical now, and that'll be good. I think we can dump at least one more load in the grain mill. Yeah, definitely at least one more, right? I mean, if this potential harvest quantity number is correct, then we do have enough for the harvester and the trailer left on this field, so I think we'll be all right. What should we end up with in the flour mill? 36,000 plus what we're about to drop, which is over 40k. So that's not bad. Not bad at all. I mean, I don't have any wood to knock on, unfortunately. Not that I believe in that, but just for giggles. But I haven't had any issues with the stream lately, and I think I figured out what it was. I think it was that my PC was not getting enough power draw because I had both this PC and the gaming PC plugged into the same surge protector. I switched this one over to a different surge protector, different outlet. I haven't seen an issue yet, but famous last words. It's a good question too. Sometimes you buy a tractor and next month you have a discount on a better tractor with more horsepower. Yes. I love the used lot. I wish the used lot was a little bit better, like a little bit more. Like 4 options is just kind of like, it's like right now the used lot feels like playing the lottery and not like I don't know. I just feel like I wish there was a little bit more to it. Now I know there's mods and I have used them that can modify how much you get to see and have more of it available, things like that. But I would like to see a little bit more in the used lot, to be honest. It's just kind of a cool way to supplement, you know, stuff. Where did you come from? Oh, wait. Is that not an actual stick? Is that always there and I just never really paid attention to it? I can't pick it up. I thought it was a stick. I thought it was like a signpost or something. How do I not remember you being there? But you don't seem to be pick upable, so whatever. Did we get full credit for the precision farming yet on this field? No. What did I miss? Did I forget to fertilize? What? How would I... Oh, we haven't finished yet. We're still harvesting. I was like, how did I forget to fertilize this field? I forgot the fertilizing number, I think, comes from the harvest itself, and we're just started the harvest. Yeah, okay, I see it ticking up now. I was freaking out. I was like, wait a minute. I mean, we don't have the full tillage score, which is a little annoying, but as long as we get the fertilizing score, I'll be fine. Oh, yeah, you need to do a little bit of a header here. I mean, it's a tiny little subsoiler here, little plow, but it's keeping up with what we need to do, so I don't feel like we have a huge pressing need to get a bigger one at the moment. It's definitely not slowing us down because it's basically keeping up with the harvester mostly, which is all we really needed to do. Like, I don't want to make the use lot too easy. Like, I don't need it to show like 100 things, and there's always something that you can use at any given point in time. I like a little bit of the lottery stuff because it feels exciting when you get something you can use, but I wish it was just a few more options, you know? Maybe 8 or 10 at most. Are we going to have enough fuel to get through this harvest? Tune in next time. We'll probably have to dump a little bit more into the grain silo, or to the grain mill. Trying to estimate how much we're gonna have left. I think we're gonna have a little bit more than we can hold. Yeah, okay. It's going out much better now. Okay. I was a little bit worried at first. Wonder how much this one's bringing down our average. Now this one's still bad on... I mean, I guess I still got to put lime on here, even though it doesn't put lime on everything. It's annoying, but probably still need to do that. Looks like we're going to need to buy the soil samples here soon. Hey, Salsa Mix, how's it going? I am doing well, thank you very much. Thanks for asking. Any recommendations on seeds and which one is worth it to start from scratch as hard mode? You mean like which crop? I mean, unfortunately, we've talked about it earlier, but silage is just really, really good because it's so easy to plant grass. You only have to plant it once. You only need the seeder once, and then silage just sells for a stupid amount of money. But if you want like an actual crop, I think what, soybeans is usually pretty good. You don't get a lot of volume, but I think it sells for a lot. I think canola's up there too. I used to have a spreadsheet that had all the different crop values per like field size and things like that. And I want to say canola and soybean. Well, definitely soybeans. I can't remember if canola was on there or not. Potatoes is always good, but potatoes can be very tedious. Same thing with sugar beets. But I mean, there's really no wrong answer. It really also depends on if you want to connect with a production facility. If you want to find a good production facility that can multiply the value of whatever crop you're doing, then, you know, even something as simple as sorghum can be valuable if you're going to put it into a flour mill. I mean, it's not a lot of money, but it's definitely reasonably good money. I mean, simply putting sorghum or any grain into a chicken coop gets you a lot of money. Eggs sell for good money. So that's a good way to multiply the value of a grain crop right there if you don't want to do silage. Been playing. Oh, you've been playing some more of the Elmcreek, the super big one. That's the one that's like 4 times the size or something like that. Oh yeah, no problem. Anytime, Aziz. Very, very welcome. Oh, it's regular. Oh. Oh, new roads and animals, huh? Okay, I'll have to look at that then. I'll have to check that out. Oh, deers, dogs, cats, lions. Looks like a zoo. Oh my. Lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my. That's pretty cool though. I mean, I love the modding community for Farming Simulator. I mean, there's so many mods that I've never even tried, but I know that much respect to the guys that have made them because I know there's some really cool ones out there. I'm actually gonna look that up on my phone right now. Right after I check the snow levels. Building. It's not quite got on the sidewalk yet, but it's definitely all over the grass. All right, let's see here. Elmcreek. 2K24. Lots of videos, which I'm not going to watch a video right now, but I'll have to check it out for sure. There's a Facebook post by the guy that made it. It looks like. Oh, it's got actual buildings, like actual name buildings. Okay, that's pretty cool. Like I see a Dairy Queen and I see the Tractor Supply Company and there's a Freddy's. Okay. That's pretty cool. I don't know if, see, I don't know the logistics of me being able to play that on like stream or on video. I'm sure, I mean, people have. I'm sure it's probably okay for the most part, but I'd have to kind of look into that a little bit. Squiggles, yep. I just look, yeah, pretty cool. It looks good. It looks really nice. Like I said, I love the modding community for this game. It's such a good modding community for sure. Oh, you're almost out of fuel. Okay, you know what? We gotta play it safe. We'll get some fuel real quick. I thought we could make it. We might still be able to make it, but better safe than sorry. It is blinking at me. Oh, good. Only $572 to fill this bad boy up. That's a bargain. Oh, there's the kids game I was talking about earlier. Right there. Farming Simulator Kids. I mean, it definitely looks like the type of games my kids will enjoy. So, so it comes out March 26th. That's actually 2 weeks away. Yeah, for their sake, I will definitely try it out. But I also think I mean, I try to be a family-friendly channel, so it feels like it makes sense for me to feature that on the channel as well. I think I still have a cell phone emulator on my PC somewhere. traffic light makes you stop. This is the longer map I'm playing so far. You see all the rebel robe. A nice, plus you get to pick trash. Get to pick trash? Interesting. The traffic light makes you stop. That's funny though. I mean, I might check that map out just for my own, like, personal fun, even if I don't end up making a video out of it. Oh, that's pretty cool. Every light changes colors. Yeah, that small red tractor, it is the little tractor that could. It just gets the job done, doesn't it? Nothing special. It's just, you don't need any more. It does the job. It's so good. Yeah, does it have limitations? Sure it does. But none of the limitations that it has have been applicable to us yet, so it just gets the job done. Like, what's the full price of that thing? I'll look here just a second. Actually, let me just let the worker take over for a second. Full price of that one is... Which one is it? It's the Volvo? Yeah, the Volvo. I assumed it was on the end. There it is. 88,000 bucks? Okay. Not bad. I mean, I've used this little Fiat before. Obviously, I've used this little John Deere before. Still a good tractor, though. Yeah. Does what it needs to do. Ah, you love the classic view. Yeah, for sure. I like these. Like, I like the ones like, you know, this is kind of cool. I mean, this one's really small. I've used this one right here a few times. I mean, the color's a little weird, but it does feel like kind of that old-timey open cockpit, you know, tractor that my grandfather used to drive. Like, not my grandfather that was like the cotton farmer, the other one, the one that he basically just had cows and stuff. This one, obviously, this is a classic. In fact, this might be the exact tractor my grandfather had on his farm, you know, sitting off in the corner that he used to just run. He used to hook up a trailer and run us around, you know, around the farm on. We'd just climb on the back of that trailer and he'd just drive us around. All right, so we definitely have plenty of food for the cows. Sorry for the cows, for chickens. Don't know why I keep saying cows. Chickens. We got 9,000 plus the 12,000. That's actually the trailer and what's in there already is enough. So I think we can dump. We can dump just about all of what's in here. Not all of it literally, because we need 21,600. But we can dump all but like the last 1,000 liters, I think. All right, because this has got 12,000. Yeah. So we can dump all but the last around 1,000, about 1,000 liters into the flour mill. All right, that'll work. All right, put this here so it's ready to dump in there. Once we empty out a little bit, small tractor's still going. Let's get you out of this field, and we're basically ready to fast forward. Alrighty, we can go ahead and fast forward now with the other guy's doing his thing. Yep. Feel like we're missing something, but we shouldn't be. All right, let's empty out a little bit of the grain. Eggs are okay. Bread's probably okay. I don't think there's much for us to do in September, really. Check the used equipment. Just keep an eye on things, because at some point, maybe we'll find a good planter, but nothing yet. Anything else we need to do this month? I don't think so. And that bakery holds a lot of flour, so we might not be selling any flour right now. We'll just put it all in the bakery and have it ready for later. That is it. So let's get you off the field, and yeah, we are good. Obviously, we'll start mowing in October. Still don't know why the tractor nose cuts out sometimes for this thing. Kind of strange. We never fertilized this? We never fertilized. Okay. I don't think it's too late. We're about to find out. It might be too late, but we can fertilize anyways just to see. I think it might still be okay, but if not, it's not the end of the world. For my hand today, I actually knocked it on something. My finger looks like it's swelling up a little bit. Oof, hurt. It's weird how I just somehow hit that one finger. Why did my other fingers survive? It's that one finger was in the right spot to hit it at the right time. And man, I chunked it. I knocked it good, apparently. Hopefully that's just like surface swelling. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't hurt. I can bend it, can move it. Feels all right. That doesn't mean it's not cracked or broken or something, but hopefully it's less likely to be. I've actually never had a broken bone. All right, now we're good. Let's turn you off and fast forward to October. Some mowing done. We will be going ahead and harvesting this, or not harvesting, baling this as well. So we'll get you started. We'll get you hooked up with the windrower. Actually, before I do that, let me go collect the bread and the eggs. All right, get the bread going, or get bread picked up. So, is it the bread in November or the eggs? I always forget. It is. Bread's December, so it must be the eggs. Yep. We will get those in a bit then. That's a nice tractor. um, that's a really nice tractor. And we can bump it up to almost 300 horsepower. Oof, that is a really nice tractor. Oh, goodness. Why do you tempt me with such things? I mean, it would cost us 45,000 bucks. Eventually, we don't have to do it right away to get it up to 300 horsepower, but wow, I really like this tractor a lot. Can't afford it. It's all our money. The only reason to get that tractor would be if it opens up. Like if we had a used a planter, like that $70,000 used planter that we saw, if we could have gotten that and we just, because that 300 horsepower tractor would probably run, it would probably be able to pull a 350 horsepower required planter just fine. I think that's probably close enough that it would be all right. But we don't need it. We got other options that we can get, so it's all right. Surprised we haven't found a better mowing setup. Really. I mean, we just see that front mower, which technically the front mower still would have worked with this. Would have made us a little bit wider. So maybe I should have grabbed that while we had the chance. Oh, hey, unfinished sentence 10. How's it going? I'm doing all right. How are you? You just became an old fart. I'm trying to guess what age that would be. And I'm assuming that's happy birthday. I'm assuming unless some other event causes you to get to that stage. I'm assuming it's a birthday. What age is considered old? It really depends on who you're asking, I guess. No, man. Like I'm 42. So I'm hoping old is like 60. I don't want to be old at 50 or even 40. Your sister called you out. Nice. I think old is as old as your parents are, which means it changes every year. Because when I was like 15, I probably thought my parents were old at 40 or whatever. But now that I'm 40 myself, I'm like, no. Old's like 60 or 70 or something, whatever. Whatever age my parents are at any given point in time. That's old. Oh my goodness, you are not old. Wow. That's funny though. Yeah, okay. Old under 30. Nope. That does not work that way. Yep, Elmcreek. How's it going? EFA Iceman 84. Yep, I like Elmcreek. It's probably my favorite map. Now there are other maps that I've heard are really good that are like mod maps that I haven't tried, to be fair, to give it full justice, I guess. But I just really like the Elmcreek map a lot. It's a lot of fun. Yes, I do a lot of YouTube videos. That is correct. Probably too many YouTube videos sometimes. No, I do a lot. Adulting sucks. I used to want to do it. Now I want to go back to sleeping in and complaining about school. No, I'm with you there. I love looking at my kids and like they're talking about all their problems. I'm like, oh my goodness, you don't have problems. You know, I miss the problems when my problems were, you know, homework related and whatever. Oh, so you've seen me on YouTube. Thank you. Iceman. You're 65 and feel old. I will give you that one, Salsa. 65. If you're 65, I think you're allowed to be the one that declares whether you're old or not. Now, if you tell me you're 65 and you're not old, I would agree with you. If you're 65 and you say you're old, I'll agree with you. I think that's called respecting. Well, I don't mean to say it. This sounds bad. I was going to say respecting your elders, but it actually sounds really bad. I don't mean it that way. I just mean respect to you because you've got a good number of years more life than I do. So I want to give you the respect that you are due. As you've grown, you now realize that you were right and your parents were wrong. Grades aren't everything. That's true. Grades aren't everything. They really aren't. You're not wrong about that. In 16 years, you'll be collecting an old age pension. Oh, wow. Yeah. By the way, in case it ever does get confusing, I do stream on both YouTube and Twitch at the same time. So if I'm ever talking to somebody and you're like, who is he talking to? I'm talking to the other side. As far as I understand, Twitch technically does not allow you to show both chats in the same, like on the video or anything like that. So that's the reason why I don't do anything like that. I think some people do. Some of the bigger YouTube, streamers can get away with it a little bit, probably because they're bigger. But I'm just not going to risk it. So if you ever get confused of why I'm talking to somebody who appears to be imaginary, I promise I don't have a bunch of imaginary friends. I mean, I have a couple, but doesn't everybody? Actually, on a serious note, I don't think I ever had an imaginary friend when I was a kid. I'm told that having an imaginary friend is supposed to be like a sign of someone who has a lot of creativity and whatnot. I mean, I felt like I was pretty creative, but I don't remember having any imaginary friends. Why can I not back up all of a sudden? It's not that hard. You're watching me in NHL hockey, Vancouver versus Colorado. And you're debating with what game to play. Well, I am from Colorado, but I have never actually watched the Avalanche. Which is sad, because didn't they win the Stanley Cup recently? Or did I make that up? Like I said, I don't watch it, so I'm just kind of going based off of what I vaguely remember seeing, you know, just out and about. I should get into hockey. I think I actually probably would enjoy it. Oh, nice. Yeah. Cool. I mean, now that I live here, I should go find some go do some hockey games. My sister and her husband actually watch a lot of hockey. Now they watch minor league hockey because they live back down in Austin, so they watch the Austin Stars, I think it is. So they watch a lot of that, and they're very into the minor league hockey and stuff, which is cool. I think it's cool to be into sports, that type of sports and stuff like that. I mean, I love sports, don't get me wrong. I do watch sports from time to time. I just don't watch a lot of like the hockey and stuff. My kids are actually not into sports, which makes me kind of sad. I was thinking with 4 kids, one of them would be good at sports. None of them are interested. And I'm like, oh, come on. I want to be the parent cheering on the sidelines for some crazy whatever. I did basketball growing up. A little bit of baseball. Very briefly, I was in track. I didn't do that for very long, but definitely did basketball for a while. Although I stopped basketball in middle school, I didn't do it in high school. I enjoyed it though. It was fun. I would have an amazing time at a Colorado game. They're among the best this. Yeah, you're probably right. I should definitely partake of the fun of something like that. I feel like there's certain sporting events that are just more fun in person for whatever reason. I don't know if it's true of all. Maybe it is true of all. But like, I feel like hockey would be one of those that's just fun to be there. You know, I don't know. I have been to a minor league hockey game many years ago, somewhere in North Carolina. I forget which team it was. I've actually never been to a professional sporting event, like a major professional sporting event, like NFL or NBA, anything like that. I wanted to a few times, and I had some tickets to. I actually had the tickets to a playoff game I was at a work event in New Orleans one time. And if the, I think it was the Pelicans, right? The New Orleans Pelicans. If they had made it to, I think, a game 5, I had tickets for the game 5, and I was going to get to go see that. But I think they got knocked out in 4 or something like that year. So unfortunately, the game obviously got canceled. Played soccer, volleyball, basketball, hockey, badminton, track, field, ran long races, baseball, was a captain in basketball, soccer, won awards. And, wow. You are the super athlete at that, I guess. That's awesome. Instead, I was in the marching band. So there you go. That's that defines me in a nutshell right there. Marching band. I like playing music though. It's fun. I mean, I'm not like really good at it, but I definitely enjoyed it while I was in band. Played the saxophone, which I got to have a proud daddy moment when my daughter told me that she wanted to play the saxophone as well. That was very, it was kind of like one of those, aw. And so I bought her a saxophone that was much nicer than anything I ever had. You're a hardcore, handy, capable daddy. Is that... I'm trying to be respectful. Are you talking about like handicap in like golf, or are you talking like you've actually been injured? Because I want to make sure I'm respectful of like... I realize that in the context of the internet, it's hard to actually decipher which direction you mean. Oh, okay. So you are... I'm so sorry. Wow. Oh man, that's rough. Especially after having done all the physical activities you did. That's... wow. That's a good way to look at it. That's a very positive way to look at it. You said daddy, so I'm assuming you are a father? So, I mean, that's... obviously, children bring tons of joy most of the time. So, hopefully that's going well there for sure. Oh, wow, nice. Yeah. Well, you've got me beat by, well, 3 total kids and 1 dog and 1 cat. No, I'm sorry. Sorry, not 1 dog and 1 cat. I have 3 dogs. Why did I forget the 3rd dog, which is a Great Dane? How could I forget the Great Dane? Don't ask. I have 3 dogs and 2 cats and 4 kids. So we also have a pretty full house. Oh no, for sure. I believe it. Yeah, step or not, I can believe that they're all your babies. That's awesome. That is pretty cool. Oh yeah, he's a beauty. He's a handful, but he's a beauty. The kids decide to name him Thor, which obviously is a very fitting Great Dane name. And then we've got a husky, and we've got an Alaskan Malamute. So we got 3 big old doggies. And like I said, 2 kitties, which I've never considered myself a cat person. We just somehow ended up with 2 kitties. And they just kind of exist. They do their thing, as cats do. They love to torment the dogs, though. It's funny. Alrighty. What time is it? Oh, we got 6 minutes left. Okay. I thought, well, we might be able to sell the eggs, at least. Yeah. Cool. Let's fast forward so we can at least sell the eggs here in a bit. Yeah. Yeah. I've always wanted an Alaskan Malamute. That was my dream dog. And then my wife wanted a Great Dane. So that's why we got both of those. And then the husky was just... my wife brought it home one day and for a birthday present from me. And yeah, we love her. I love my husky. She's awesome. She's a sweetheart. Got giant ears. Big old giant ears. It's hilarious. You have 2 Chihuahuas and a purebred King German Shepherd. Just had 6 puppies. Whoa. Whoa. Now my father-in-law was actually a canine officer for a while. So he's had, so my wife, grew up around German Shepherds and what's the other one that looks like a German Shepherd? The Malinois? So she's grown up around both of those, I think, over the years. I probably said that wrong, but you guys know what I mean. Yeah, so we're November. Is it anything good here? Nope. It's a good time to sell the eggs, hopefully. Yes to... no, not the bakery. You don't want to go to the bakery because it can only hold so many. We'll take them to the farmer's market. Let me just unhook you because we want the faster tractor to run this. I actually grew up with Pomeranians, though. My parents, specifically my mom, but my parents always had Pomeranians when we were growing up, which is basically just a fuzzy Chihuahua. Not entirely true, but when you give a Pomeranian a bath, it looks a lot like a Chihuahua. And they were like tiny, tiny toy Pomeranians too. I've always liked the bigger dogs for some reason. But I will admit that smaller dogs are much easier to transport and take into hotels and things like that. When we go traveling, we have to board our dogs with a place that we know, and that is not cheap. It definitely adds up. Definitely makes us have to consider, okay, all right, it's this much for the hotels, this much for the gas, this much for the activities. Oh yeah, and then an extra, $1,200 for the dogs to be boarded for a week. Yeah, it adds up. All right, we'll get this fertilizing done. We'll get the eggs sold, and I think we'll call this stream there. And good run. We got a lot done today. I think next stream we will definitely be digging into the sugar beets finally. Which I feel like I've been saying for a couple streams now, but I think we're finally getting there. And when do the sugar beets need to be planted? They need to be planted in March. Okay. Oh, actually, I was like, where am I going? I was actually going towards the silage spot, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's not right. I'm going to go up to the farmer's market. Thankfully, it's the same direction. All right, you decided it's FS22, but now to continue your Zelonka map or try new Mars map? Did you just say Mars? Like, Mars? I have not seen this map. Is this a thing? That is fascinating. Okay. Oh, thanks, by the way, Iceman, for the follow and unfinished sentence as well. I really need to fix my toasts so you guys get credit for those. What? 20-year plan to colonize it. For Farming Simulator. You're talking... That sounds fascinating. What? That... Like, if done well, that could be really cool, actually. I don't know. How do people come up with some of this stuff? Like, I feel like I'm pretty creative, but I would never have thought of making a Mars map for Farming Simulator 22. Ever. That's pretty cool. Okay, yeah, I'll take a look. That's a good idea. Let me get this guy running. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter because if I cut out, he'll stop doing what he's doing. Let me finish with the fertilizer real quick, and then I will take a look for sure because I am very curious now. Because I think we have to go get the other end down there. Just so I don't forget. Going to Mars. That sounds so weird, but also cool, but yeah. Should have gone the other direction, but that's all right. We'll get as far as we can. It's gonna be good enough. Need to get some fuel for this guy soon. Might as well zip over there, grab it real quick. You're almost back. Mars the mission. Welcome to Mars Colony, Commander. This map is all about survival. Put your man pants on. Let's get started. Okay. All right. We're going to look at this. I am very curious now. I haven't played a good Mars game. Like, you know, I know there's some good ones out there. I just personally have not taken the time to play them. I wouldn't mind playing something like that. Some sort of colonized Mars type thing soon. It'd be kind of fun. All right, let's see here. Okay, we got save real quick. Let's go check this thing out, and then we'll call the stream. Loading. Sometime today. Mars the mission. Welcome to the... Oh, you're inside. Okay, that makes a lot more sense now. It's all about survival, but your man pants on. Let's get started. 1 farmland, 15 fields, 3 factories, 1 sell point. Only new farmer modes supported in the map. The others are irrelevant. Use the export to Earth port. Use the export to Earth port to sell your products and fruit to Earth, and the colony food storage for storing your food for the colony. To win the game, you need to terraform Mars' atmosphere in 20 years. To achieve this, you have to plant 10,000 trees. Oh my. Have 20 large beehives, 160 cows, 720 chickens, 195 sheep, 540 pigs, and 800,000 liters of each of any 6 crops in your storage bins. Interesting. That is... Oh, this is actually bigger than it looks. That first picture, it looked kind of like this was just really tiny, but no, this is... I'm seeing the relative size here now. This is a much bigger map than I looked at first. Wow. I mean, it's just... It's different. Look, there's some of the mods that people do for Farming Simulator are very cool, but not my thing, right? Like there's the firefighting mods and there's the, I don't know, digging for gold mods and things like that. And I'm just like, yeah, it's cool, not my speed. This one actually might be fun to try out. I might be tempted to try something like this just for fun, just because it's like a It's very targeted. I love that. I love targeted. I love goals. I love, you know, having a game plan, like a specific game plan. Now, obviously, you have to tweak that game plan to make sure you're getting it done within the amount of time that you have. But I think this might be kind of interesting. It's very intriguing. Never in my wildest dream would I have thought of doing something like this. This is insane. There are some creative people out there. No, I agree. This could be a really fun YouTube series. That's pretty cool. All right. Well, we're going to call the stream there. I appreciate everybody that came out and participated. And even if you didn't participate, I appreciate you as well. I don't always talk in Twitch chat either, to be fair. So nothing wrong with that. If you missed anything, you can always watch the VOD. My next stream will be Saturday, which will be some Civilization 6. We're still playing Portugal. And I'm actually having a lot of fun with Portugal, I think, if I remember right. And then after that, we fought Football Manager on a Monday. And then, of course, Farming Simulator back on next Wednesday. But yeah, we'll have to check out this Mars the Mission thing. I think this looks kind of fun. But yeah, I hope see you guys again soon. And may God bless you. And hope you join me again next time.